Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others struggle despite working twice as hard? What if I told you the financial abundance you've been chasing has actually been chasing you all along? Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a world where your financial worries have dissolved completely. A world where your bank account reflects not your labor, but your divine birthright to prosperity. This isn't fantasy. It's the forgotten truth that Florence Scovel Shinn revealed decades ago, and it's more relevant today than ever before. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. Has this ever happened to you? You work diligently, follow all the conventional wisdom about money, yet still find yourself wondering why abundance seems to flow to everyone but you? The answer isn't in working harder. It's in understanding that the quiet place within you, beyond the noise of bills, beyond the chatter of financial advisors, beyond even your own doubts, holds the key to unlimited prosperity. In the silence of your mind exists a sanctuary where God has already prepared financial blessings greater than anything you've dared to imagine. This quiet center is where your prosperity consciousness begins. Not tomorrow, not someday, but right now, in this very moment. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover might completely transform how you relate to money forever. The wealth you seek isn't something distant that you need to chase down through endless hustle. It already exists in divine substance. God has already prepared financial prosperity that exceeds your wildest dreams, patiently awaiting only one thing: your alignment with it. This alignment isn't complicated, but it does require you to challenge everything the world has taught you about how money works. While the world tells you that financial security comes from struggle and sacrifice, divine law reveals that true abundance flows from inner certainty, from a peaceful knowing that prosperity is your spiritual inheritance. What you're about to discover in these teachings isn't another get-rich-quick scheme or manifestation trick. It's an ancient wisdom that has quietly created millionaires for generations. People who understood that before a single dollar manifests in your hand, it must first manifest in your consciousness. Imagine walking through life with the unshakable certainty that financial abundance isn't just possible for you, it's inevitable. Imagine the freedom of knowing that the divine flow of prosperity can never be stopped, only redirected according to your dominant thoughts and feelings about money. The blessing that's coming to you isn't small. It isn't modest. It isn't what your logical mind has calculated as reasonable based on your past. God's financial blessing for you is extravagant, extraordinary, and beyond what your human thinking has allowed you to envision. And as we continue this journey together, you'll begin to understand why. If these prosperity principles are speaking to your spirit, hit that subscribe button to join our community of conscious creators. I share new insights on divine abundance every day that could transform your financial reality. You see, the transformation begins when you realize a profound truth. You're not here to struggle toward prosperity, but to embody it. This revelation completely shifts your journey with money. Most people live in a perpetual state of financial striving, always pushing, always reaching, always exhausting themselves in pursuit of the next dollar. But Florence Scovel Shinn uncovered the hidden truth that turns this paradigm upside down. Financial freedom doesn't arrive at the end of desperate struggle. It emerges naturally when you walk as though abundance is already yours. This isn't about pretending or engaging in empty affirmations. It's about recognizing that your relationship with wealth begins in your consciousness, not your circumstances. When you speak as if prosperity has already manifested, something remarkable happens in the invisible realm. Your words carry creative power that begins arranging circumstances, opportunities, and resources around you. This isn't magical thinking. It's spiritual law in action. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are. Being. Think from the position of wealth being accomplished. This mindset shift creates a gateway through which abundance can flow. The wealthy don't think about money the way the struggling do. They don't obsess over lack or limitation. Their decisions come from a place of abundance consciousness, and this is available to you right now, regardless of what your bank account currently shows. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring where your desire for financial abundance actually comes from. Have you ever wondered why you yearn for prosperity in the first place? That longing for financial freedom that keeps you awake at night wasn't randomly assigned to you. It wasn't born from lack or scarcity or comparing yourself to others. The truth behind this desire is far more beautiful than most people realize. The longing for financial prosperity in your heart was divinely planted there. It's a spiritual seed that God placed within you as a signpost, pointing toward your destiny. This understanding creates an entirely different relationship with your financial desires. They're not selfish or materialistic. They're sacred. God would never plant a desire within you that couldn't be fulfilled. That would contradict divine nature itself. What comes from the divine must manifest in your experience. This is spiritual law. The only variable is time, and time is determined largely by your acceptance or resistance to receiving. This journey of financial expansion isn't just about accumulating money. It's about expanding your capacity to receive the abundance that's already yours in divine substance. The impact of this realization goes far beyond your bank account. It touches every area of your life where you've been living smaller than your true potential. Behind the scenes of every financial breakthrough is a moment when someone finally accepted their divine right to prosperity. They stopped apologizing for wanting abundance. They released the guilt and shame that had been programmed into them. They recognized that limitation was never God's plan for their life. Your relationship with money is actually a reflection of your relationship with yourself. The revelations you're receiving now are awakening parts of you that have been dormant, waiting for permission to express the fullness of who you were created to be. If this resonates with your spirit, write in the comments, "My abundance is divinely ordained." The journey of financial elevation requires a fundamental shift in your approach. You don't need to beg for money or continuously try to convince yourself that prosperity is possible. What you need is to assume the mental position of someone who already possesses wealth. This mindset revelation transforms how you interact with opportunities, how you make decisions, and even how you carry yourself through each day. Think about it. Wealthy people don't wake up wondering if money is possible for them. They don't question their worthiness to receive abundance. They've already settled that question in their consciousness. This inner certainty creates an energetic field around them that naturally aligns with more prosperity. It's not mystical. It's a practical application of spiritual law that anyone can implement regardless of their current circumstances. The paradigm shift happens when you recognize that financial doors open through divine flow rather than force. Most people are pushing, straining, and exhausting themselves trying to make money appear. But the breakthrough comes when you realize that abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you allow. This allowing starts with your mental state, with the quiet confidence that says, "Of course, prosperity is mine. It couldn't be any other way." When you make this internal adjustment, your external world has no choice but to realign with your new vibration. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are being at the deepest level. Your authentic identity becomes the magnetic force that draws financial blessings to you without strain. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by revealing something that might completely reshape your expectations. The financial blessing that's coming for you isn't small or average, it's extraordinary. Most people limit their financial vision based on their past experiences, their current reality, or what others have told them is reasonable. But these artificial boundaries have nothing to do with what's truly possible for you. God's financial provision exceeds your history. Whatever financial mistakes you've made, whatever debt you've accumulated, whatever poor decisions seem to haunt your bank account, none of this determines your future prosperity. Divine abundance transcends your mistakes and operates from a place of perfect provision rather than past performance. This journey of financial elevation doesn't end here. Subscribe now to continue exploring the spiritual laws of prosperity with me. The revelation that's awakening in your consciousness right now is that what's coming for you surpasses what others said was possible. Perhaps you've been told you're not smart enough, not connected enough, or not from the right background to experience true wealth. These limiting narratives lose all power when you understand that your financial destiny was never determined by human opinion, but by divine appointment. Behind the scenes of every financial miracle is this profound truth. God doesn't think small when it comes to your prosperity. The divine imagination far exceeds human limitation. The blessing prepared for you exists on a scale that would likely shock you if you could see it right now. Your task isn't to create this blessing. It's simply to expand your capacity to receive what's already been created. If this message is awakening something in your spirit today, type in the comments, "I'm ready for extraordinary abundance." One of the most liberating revelations in your financial journey is that you don't have to chase money anymore. Think about how much energy you've expended in the endless pursuit of wealth, the late nights, the stress, the constant worry about having enough. This exhausting cycle of striving can end today if you're willing to embrace a profound mindset shift. Your prosperity isn't found in the chase. It's discovered in standing firmly in faith, staying connected to the vision, and positioning yourself to receive the greater abundance that's already been prepared for you. This is the hidden truth that transforms not just your finances, but your entire relationship with the concept of provision. When you stop chasing and start receiving, everything changes. Your nervous system relaxes, your creative faculties awaken, your intuition becomes sharper, guiding you toward opportunities you might have missed while frantically pursuing the next dollar. This receptive state isn't passive. It's actually the most powerful position from which to create lasting wealth. The chase mentality comes from fear. Fear that there isn't enough, fear that you'll be left behind, fear that provision will run out. But when you step into the confidence that your supply is guaranteed by divine law rather than human economics, you access a dimension of abundance that operates beyond the limitations of conventional thinking. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the creative power you already possess. Your imagination isn't just daydreaming or passive wishful thinking about money. It's actually the divine workshop where your prosperous future is being constructed in real time. This revelation completely transforms how you use your mental faculties. Florence Scovel Shinn understood something that modern neuroscience is only beginning to verify. Your imagination is the womb where every financial blessing is first conceived before it can be birthed into physical reality. When you sit quietly and envision yourself living in abundance, you're not escaping reality. You're creating the template for a new one. Every vision of prosperity you hold in your mind is a blueprint sending powerful signals into the universe. These signals begin arranging circumstances, connections, and opportunities that align with your internal image. The impact of this creative process cannot be overstated. It literally shapes the trajectory of your financial future. Behind the scenes of every wealth story is someone who first saw their prosperity clearly in their imagination before they ever held it in their hands. They used this divine faculty not to escape their current circumstances, but to transcend them. Your imagination is not a fantasy factory. It's the sacred space where you partner with divine intelligence to manifest your financial destiny. The journey from where you are to where you're meant to be begins with this fundamental understanding. What you consistently see in your mind, eventually, materializes in your experience. This is not magical thinking. It's spiritual law operating with mathematical precision. The decisions you make about what you'll focus on, what you'll visualize, and what you'll expect are actually determining your financial future right now. If you're beginning to recognize the creative power of your imagination in manifesting prosperity, type in the comments, "My imagination creates my reality." Here's a fundamental revelation that completely inverts how most people think about prosperity. The financial world around you is the result, not the cause. Most individuals look at their bank accounts, their bills, their debts, and they believe these external circumstances are creating their financial truth. But Florence Scovel Shinn unveiled the spiritual principle that turns this thinking upside down. Your current financial situation isn't creating your truth. It's merely reflecting your inner world. It's showing you the sum total of your past thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about money. This insight is both humbling and empowering because it places the creative power back where it belongs, within you, not in external circumstances beyond your control. The moment you close your eyes and see wealth that hasn't yet appeared in your physical reality, something remarkable begins to happen. Life itself starts bending toward that inner assumption. This isn't wishful thinking or denial. It's engaging with the creative process at its source rather than dealing with effects that have already manifested. The transformation in your financial landscape begins with this revolutionary understanding. What you see around you today is the harvest of seeds planted in your consciousness yesterday. But what you plant in your consciousness today will manifest as your financial reality tomorrow. This gives you unprecedented power to reshape your prosperity regardless of what currently appears to be true. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the difference between wishing for wealth and assuming it. Many people spend years hoping, praying, and wishing for financial breakthrough, yet remain frustrated by the lack of tangible results. The missing ingredient in their manifestation process is this hidden truth. Assuming wealth is infinitely more powerful than wishing for it. Financial manifestation isn't about hoping for more money or pleading with the universe to change your circumstances. It's about assuming the feeling, state of already being abundant. When you make this subtle but profound shift in your emotional frequency, you activate a creative force that begins reshaping your financial reality from the inside out. This confident feeling, this knowing, carries an energetic signature that attracts corresponding experiences. It's not about pretending or engaging in empty affirmations. It's about genuinely embodying the consciousness of someone who is already prosperous. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being at the deepest level. Behind the scenes of every authentic wealth creation journey is this powerful principle at work. The individual first assumed the feeling of abundance internally before external circumstances could align with that assumption. They didn't wait for evidence to feel prosperous. They allowed their feeling of prosperity to create the evidence. The journey toward financial freedom accelerates dramatically when you grasp this fundamental shift in approach. Instead of constantly asking, "When will I have enough?" you begin living from the peaceful certainty that says, "I am abundantly supplied now and always." This isn't denying current challenges, it's transcending them by operating from a higher law that ultimately governs all manifestation. If this profound principle of assuming rather than wishing is illuminating your path to prosperity, type in the comments, "I assume my abundance now." There's a sacred quality to how you should hold your vision of prosperity. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that announcing your financial intentions to everyone or constantly explaining your prosperity consciousness often dilutes its power. The most profound transformations happen in the quiet sanctuary of your own consciousness, where doubt and skepticism from others can't interfere with the germination process. As nothing happening on the surface is actually everything happening beneath it. The decisions you make during this sacred pause reveal whether you truly trust the process or are still operating from the wounded perspective that believes blessing can be withheld or denied. If you've been feeling frustrated by what seems like delay in your financial breakthrough, this perspective offers a revolutionary reframe. You're not being punished or overlooked. You're being positioned. Every circumstance, even those that appear as setbacks, is actually preparing you for a level of prosperity that would overwhelm you if it arrived before this preparation was complete. If you're beginning to recognize divine orchestration at work in your financial timing, type in the comments, "Perfect timing is preparing my prosperity." While you're going through what appears to be a waiting period in your financial breakthrough, something remarkable is happening in the unseen realm. Florence Scovel Shinn understood a profound truth that most miss. Resources are actively being gathered for your financial blessing. This isn't empty reassurance. It's the reality of how divine orchestration works in your prosperity journey. Think of it like this. While you're sleeping, an entire team of invisible workers is assembling the components of your blessing. Wealthy connections you haven't yet met are being strategically positioned to cross your path at precisely the right moment. Financial resources are being gathered from sources you can't currently imagine. Opportunities that perfectly match your gifts and calling are being cleared of obstacles so they can flow effortlessly to you when the time is perfect. The revelation that transforms your perspective is recognizing that this gathering process isn't random or accidental. It's responding directly to your prosperity consciousness, to what you've been consistently seeing, believing, and assuming in your inner world. The stronger and more consistent your inner vision of abundance, the more powerful this gathering process becomes in the unseen realm. This understanding brings both peace and power to your financial journey. You no longer feel the anxious need to manipulate circumstances through force or control. Instead, you cooperate with this divine orchestration by maintaining your prosperity consciousness while taking inspired action as it's given to you. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring why divine timing is actually a profound mercy in your financial life. Have you ever considered that, if you received your financial blessing too soon, it might actually pass through your hands rather than establishing permanent prosperity? This revelation completely transforms how you view apparent delays in your manifestation process. Divine timing ensures not just the arrival of wealth, but your readiness to receive and manage it wisely. Throughout your journey, you're being prepared to hold the prosperity that's coming, so it becomes a permanent foundation rather than a temporary windfall. This preparation happens on multiple levels. Your identity is expanding. Your money management wisdom is increasing. Your confidence in handling larger sums is developing. The transformation in your financial landscape is as much about who you're becoming as it is about what you're receiving. Those who receive substantial wealth before this inner preparation is complete often experience the heartbreak of watching it slip away. Behind the scenes of every lasting prosperity story is this truth. The person was prepared to receive before the blessing arrived in its fullness. The journey toward financial freedom takes a quantum leap when you recognize that what appears as delay isn't punishment or oversight. It's profound protection. Every circumstance you're navigating, even those that seem like setbacks, is actually developing your capacity to receive and sustain the level of abundance that's been prepared for you. This understanding doesn't just impact your finances, it transforms your entire relationship with the manifestation process. You begin to trust the perfect unfolding of your good, knowing that the timing of your blessing isn't arbitrary but perfectly calibrated to your developing capacity to receive and manage it. If you're recognizing that your current season is preparing you to hold the prosperity that's coming, type in the comments, "I'm being prepared for permanent abundance." The financial journey you're on contains a revelation that most people completely miss. The blessing of abundance isn't just about the money you want to receive, it's equally about the prosperous person you're becoming in the process. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that if God simply handed you wealth without transforming your consciousness, that prosperity would likely be temporary rather than sustainable. Think about lottery winners who receive millions only to lose it all within a few years. The money came, but their identity, wisdom, and consciousness weren't prepared to sustain it. What you're experiencing right now, the waiting, the challenges, the apparent delays, is actually developing something far more valuable than money itself. It's cultivating the wisdom to manage wealth, the trust to navigate uncertainty, and the expanded consciousness that sees abundance where others see only lack. This understanding completely transforms how you view your current season. It's not just about getting to the destination of financial freedom. It's about becoming someone who can comfortably inhabit that reality when it arrives. The person who can sustain wealth thinks differently, feels differently, and makes decisions differently than the person who can't. Every experience you're navigating is developing these qualities within you, preparing you to not just receive prosperity, but to become prosperity itself. The transformation happens when you recognize that the complete blessing includes both the money and the metamorphosis. You're not just waiting for circumstances to change. You're participating in a sacred process of becoming that's ultimately more valuable than the financial manifestation itself. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring how to interpret the apparent detours in your financial journey. What appears as setbacks, closed doors, or frustrating delays isn't rejection or punishment. It's divine redirection toward greater abundance than you could have imagined from your current vantage point. The revelation that's transforming financial mindsets worldwide is this: life isn't happening to your finances. It's happening for your greater prosperity. That business that didn't work out, it wasn't failure. It was protection from a path that would have limited your true potential. That job you didn't get, it wasn't rejection. It was redirection toward an opportunity better aligned with your gifts and calling. That investment that didn't materialize, it wasn't disappointment. It was divine timing preserving your resources for something more suited to your purpose. Behind the scenes of every authentic prosperity story is this principle at work. Those who experience lasting abundance learn to trust the detours rather than fighting against them. They recognize that the universe isn't withholding their good. It's rerouting them toward something better than what they originally envisioned. The journey toward financial freedom accelerates when you shift from resisting these redirections to embracing them with curiosity and trust. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin asking, "What is this preparing me for?" This perspective doesn't just change your financial reality, it transforms your entire relationship with the unfolding of your life's purpose. If you're beginning to see your financial detours as divine redirections toward greater abundance, type in the comments, "My redirections are leading to greater prosperity." There's a fascinating tension that exists in your prosperity journey between what your mind wants and what your soul truly desires. Your logical mind, influenced by the world's programming, craves immediate financial results. It wants to see the money in your account right now, to experience the tangible evidence of abundance without delay. This is completely understandable. The mind operates in linear time and seeks visible proof. But Florence Scovel Shinn understood a profound truth that transcends this mental impatience. Your soul wants something deeper than just quick money. Your soul desires perfect financial alignment, a prosperity that's sustainable, purposeful, and aligned with your divine calling. This soul-level desire isn't focused on immediate gratification, but on lasting transformation that can only come through perfect timing. Divine timing knows the exact moment when your destiny meets your preparation for handling significant wealth. This isn't arbitrary or random. It's exquisitely calibrated to your unique journey. The revelation that's transforming financial mindsets worldwide is recognizing that this timing isn't punishment or withholding. It's profound protection, ensuring that when prosperity arrives, you're truly ready to receive and steward it wisely. The journey toward this financial freedom accelerates when you stop fighting divine timing and start cooperating with it. This doesn't mean passive waiting. It means active preparation, knowing that the universe isn't withholding your good, but preparing both you and your good for the perfect moment of manifestation. This understanding brings both peace and power to replace anxiety and frustration. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring how the timelines we create in our minds often become the very source of our financial suffering. One of the most liberating revelations in your prosperity journey is this: your financial blessing is not behind schedule. The timeline you created in your mind about when abundance should appear isn't based on divine wisdom. It's usually based on comparison, fear, or external pressure. The transformation begins when you release these artificial timelines and surrender to divine timing with complete trust. Stop comparing your financial journey to others whose paths and purposes are entirely different from yours. What looks like overnight success in someone else's life is usually the result of years of invisible preparation that you weren't privy to. Your journey is uniquely yours, with timing perfectly calibrated to your specific calling and capacity. Behind the scenes of every authentic prosperity story is this principle at work. Those who experience lasting abundance learn to trust the timeline rather than fighting against it or creating arbitrary deadlines based on ego rather than wisdom. They recognize that their prosperity isn't late. It's precisely on time according to divine wisdom that sees the complete picture when they can only see a fragment. The decisions you make from this place of trust create an entirely different trajectory for your financial future. Instead of the desperate energy of trying to force results by a certain date, you move with the peaceful certainty of knowing that your good is already in motion, orchestrated by intelligence far greater than your own. This shift doesn't just change your bank account, it transforms your entire relationship with time itself. If you're beginning to release the artificial timelines you've created and trust in divine timing for your prosperity, type in the comments, "Divine timing is perfect for my prosperity." A profound truth that completely transforms your approach to financial abundance is recognizing that you're not chasing after money. You're becoming the version of yourself who already has wealth. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that manifestation operates through resonance, not pursuit. The financial blessing you desire isn't some distant prize you must exhaust yourself trying to catch. It's already drawn to you by divine law. But here's the revelation. Only the version of you who truly believes and embodies prosperity consciousness can receive it. This understanding shifts your entire focus from external striving to internal transformation. Instead of asking, "What must I do to get money?" you begin asking, "Who must I become to embody abundance?" This subtle but profound shift in perspective changes everything. Your journey is no longer about acquisition, but about identity, about releasing the limited self-concept that's been blocking your good, and stepping into the expanded awareness that naturally attracts prosperity. The transformation begins when you recognize that becoming is more powerful than acquiring. You don't need more information about wealth creation techniques. You need a fundamental shift in how you see yourself in relation to abundance. This isn't pretending or engaging in empty affirmations. It's genuinely embodying the consciousness of someone who is already prosperous, regardless of what your current bank account shows. Behind the scenes of every authentic wealth story is this principle at work. Those who experience lasting financial freedom didn't just apply clever strategies. They underwent a profound identity shift first. They stopped seeing themselves through the lens of lack and limitation and began genuinely feeling, thinking, and acting from prosperity consciousness. This internal revolution created an energetic resonance that naturally attracted corresponding experiences. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring a spiritual law that governs all manifestation. Life gives you the financial reality you are, not what you beg for. This revelation completely dismantles conventional approaches to prosperity that focus on pleading, affirming, or desperately trying to convince the universe to give you more money. Manifestation doesn't respond to desperation or pleading. It responds with mathematical precision to your identity, to who you're being at the deepest level. The blessing of wealth recognizes its match only in the consciousness that already embodies abundance. This isn't mystical or magical. It's spiritual law, operating with perfect consistency. The journey toward financial freedom accelerates dramatically when you understand this resonance principle. You stop exhausting yourself trying to attract prosperity through endless doing and start focusing on being prosperity itself. Your thoughts, feelings, decisions, and actions all flow from this shifted identity rather than from the energy of lack or desperation. The impact of this understanding creates an entirely different relationship with the manifestation process. Instead of constantly reaching outward for what you don't have, you begin radiating outward what you've already accepted inwardly. This shift doesn't just change your financial reality, it transforms your entire experience of life itself. If you're recognizing that prosperity responds to who you are rather than what you do, type in the comments, "I am the prosperity I seek." There's a profound insight that completely transforms how manifestation works. The wealth you desire isn't being withheld from you. It's actually waiting for your identity to fully align with it. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed this spiritual principle that turns conventional thinking upside down. Rather than focusing primarily on what you need to do to attract money, consider who you would become if you already possess the financial freedom you're praying for. Take a moment to truly contemplate this question. How would that version of you walk through the world? What thoughts would naturally occupy your mind? How would your words and decisions flow? Differently, what emotions would be your natural state? That version of you, the one who already experiences abundance as their reality, becomes the powerful magnet that draws prosperity to you. This isn't pretending or fake it till you make it. It's actually engaging with a deeper truth that transcends your temporary circumstances. The transformation in your financial landscape happens when you stop seeing yourself through the lens of current limitations and begin genuinely embodying the consciousness of someone who is already prosperous. This shift isn't about denying current challenges. It's about operating from a higher perspective that recognizes those challenges as temporary, while your prosperity consciousness is permanent. Behind the scenes of every authentic wealth story is this principle at work. Those who experience lasting financial breakthrough didn't just apply clever strategies. They underwent a profound identity revolution first. They recognized that the vibrational frequency of abundance couldn't flow through the frequency of lack. They had to become the resonance they wanted to experience. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring where all financial change truly begins. One of the most liberating revelations in your prosperity journey is this. You don't need more external proof of potential wealth before you can feel abundant. You need more presence in the feeling of being wealthy right now, regardless of external circumstances. This journey of financial elevation isn't about accumulating more information, techniques, or strategies, though these have their place. At its core, it's about sitting quietly with the vision of abundance and assuming the feeling of financial freedom as your current reality. This inner practice isn't escapism or denial. It's actually engaging with the creative process at its source rather than dealing with effects that have already manifested. The revelation that's transforming lives worldwide is that financial change always begins within. The outer world of form follows the inner world of consciousness with mathematical precision. What you consistently hold as truth in your imagination must eventually express in your experience. This is spiritual law operating with perfect consistency. The decisions you make from this place of inner abundance create an entirely different trajectory for your financial future. Instead of reacting to current limitations, you respond from the expanded awareness of someone who knows their connection to infinite supply. This shift doesn't just change your bank account, it transforms your entire relationship with the concept of prosperity itself. If you're beginning to recognize that your financial transformation starts with your inner state rather than external circumstances, type in the comments, "My inner wealth creates my outer abundance." The journey toward financial abundance takes a quantum leap when you understand the difference between chasing money and attracting it naturally. Most people spend their entire lives in the exhausting pursuit of wealth, constantly striving, reaching, and grasping for the next dollar with a desperate energy that actually repels the very prosperity they seek. Florence Scovel Shinn unveiled a spiritual principle that completely transforms this approach. Stop chasing money and start attracting it by living from the end. When you embody the truth that your financial imagination provides direct access to your future reality, something remarkable happens. You stop reaching outward for wealth and start experiencing it from within first. This inner acceptance creates a resonance that the universe must respond to with corresponding outer manifestation. The revelation that changes everything is recognizing that this isn't pretending or engaging in magical thinking. It's conscious creation at its most powerful. The mindset transformation begins when you understand that your imagination isn't just daydreaming. It's actually engaging with the substance of things not yet seen. When you live from the end, mentally inhabiting the reality where your prosperity is already manifest, you collapse time and bring that future into your present experience through the law of attraction. Behind the scenes of every authentic wealth story is this principle at work. Those who experience lasting financial abundance aren't chasing money through desperate hustle. They're attracting it naturally by embodying the consciousness of someone who already possesses it. This shift isn't about denying current challenges. It's about transcending them by operating from a higher perspective that recognizes abundance as your natural state. Now, I want to go even deeper into this topic by exploring the paradoxical truth at the heart of all manifestation. The blessing of wealth arrives precisely when you no longer need to chase it. This revelation completely inverts conventional wisdom about prosperity. Most people believe they must pursue money with relentless determination, but the spiritual principle reveals that financial abundance doesn't come when you desperately chase it. It arrives naturally when you are ready to receive it as someone who knows prosperity is their birthright. This readiness isn't about action, but about consciousness. It's recognizing at the deepest level that abundance is your natural state, not something foreign or distant that must be hunted down and captured. When you truly embody this knowing, not intellectually, but emotionally and energetically, you create an irresistible force of attraction that draws prosperity to you without strain or struggle. The journey of financial elevation reaches its fulfillment when you understand that when wealth finally manifests in your experience, it will feel like recognition rather than surprise. It won't seem like some foreign element suddenly entering your life. It will feel like the natural outward expression of what you've already been experiencing inwardly, the perfect reflection of the prosperity consciousness you've been cultivating. This perspective brings both peace and power to your financial journey. You no longer exhaust yourself trying to make things happen through force. Instead, you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the abundance you desire, then allow divine intelligence to handle the details of its manifestation. This shift doesn't just change your bank account, it transforms your entire relationship with the concept of prosperity itself. If you're recognizing the power of living from the end result you desire rather than chasing it, type in the comments, "I am living from my abundant end." As we bring this time together to a close, I want to thank you for journeying with me through these profound truths about your financial destiny. What Florence Scovel Shinn understood, and what I've shared with you today, isn't just theory. It's the living, breathing reality of how prosperity manifests when we align with divine law rather than fighting against it. The financial blessing that's coming for you truly is bigger than you've imagined. It's being prepared with exquisite care, orchestrated with perfect timing, and designed specifically for the unique purpose you were created to fulfill. Your only job right now is to continue holding that vision with unwavering faith, living from the end result as though it's already done. If something within you resonated deeply with this message today, if you felt a spark of recognition in your spirit, I'd love for you to type, "This blessing is already mine," in the comments below. Your declaration becomes a powerful stake in the ground, claiming the prosperity that's already been prepared for you. If you found value in today's message, tap that like button, not for me, but as a signal to yourself that you're committed to this higher understanding of prosperity. Each like helps share these transformative principles with others who might be right where you once were, still believing that struggle is the only path to abundance. I create these videos because I believe everyone deserves to understand the spiritual laws that govern prosperity. If you haven't yet subscribed, join our community of conscious creators who are learning to manifest abundance through alignment rather than struggle. There's a video right here that explores how to clear the specific blocks that might be delaying your financial breakthrough. Click and continue with me over there as we deepen your understanding of divine prosperity principles that are already transforming lives worldwide.